Misery. What does it mean? When people are miserable, they despise people who are happy, people who are cheerful and joyful. So they try and bring them down. They try and make them upset. They don't want to be miserable by themselves. They may be jealous that someone is happy and they're not. So they want to ruin their happiness. This can be a terrible thing. And a lot of people do it. People usually do it out of jealousy, resentment. And I know that you have encountered people like this. You may be thinking of someone as you're listening to this. And I can tell you that those people are best to be avoided. It doesn't mean you have to cut them clear out of your life. You can try to help them as well. But a lot of times they like where they are. If you're forced to be around them, try and change the subject when they're talking about dismal things. You'll have people who will call you up just to bring you down, especially if they know you're happy. Don't allow this. Distance yourself from those type of people. Don't include yourself in their company. Misery loves company. That just means that since they're upset, they may be cranky, irritable, unhappy in their lives. And then here you are on the other side, bright, cheerful, and happy. And when they see this, it's too much for them. So they want to bring you down. Don't allow it. Don't get angry with them. Just leave. Just move away from them. There are some people who are going through a hard time and they don't really want to hear about how great things are going for you. So learn to be more diligent on deciding when to speak about certain things. Be aware of what you're talking about around these people because they will do everything to try and bring you down. They're going to bring up past failures. They're going to bring up relationships that didn't work. They're going to bring up anything and everything to bring you down. They may even talk about current events that are unfavorable in life. This is all they know. They wallow in the mire. They are addicted to their miserable way of thinking. But sometimes these people are so miserable that they don't know any other way. They're so used to being this way that when things start to go well for them, they feel as if they don't deserve it. They say we get what we expect. These people are constantly dealing with misery because they expect to be miserable. It's a really sad thing, and we can't change the world, though. If they're not willing to change, they are never going to change. So being around them and allowing them to make us miserable isn't going to help anything. Sometimes if you love someone and are dealing with this type of stuff, you have to let them find their own answers. Maybe it's happening for a reason that we just don't know. There's not an answer to everything. All you have to do is look at the great wonders of the world to see that we don't know a lot of stuff. Just because misery loves company doesn't mean that we need to attend that company. No matter how much you love someone, if they're constantly miserable, don't allow them to bring you down. Don't dim your light. Dimming your light is not going to make someone else's brighter. I can tell you that. Don't stay there. Make it very brief, and then realize that you're only bringing yourself to that position so that those people won't feel more miserable. Some people just value misery. I don't know why. Perhaps it's the way they grew up, situational. They could change it, but they choose not to. If you're armed with the knowledge of something and you don't utilize it, that's on you. If you're armed with the fact that you have willpower and can change the way you think and feel by changing your daily habits and you choose not to, then that's on you. Some people enjoy it. They like the attention it gives them. So these people become addicted to misery and suffering and stress and pain because it brings them attention. There's going to be times where we're all miserable or upset, but we can't let it just keep riding and then try to bring others down because we feel a certain way. We should never try and bring others down just because we're having a bad time. No, we need to get around the people who are going to lift us up. If they ask for help, that's one thing, but don't try and intervene on all situations. We shouldn't try to control people. If they ask for help, then we'll give it to them. Sometimes it's best just to leave them alone and let them deal with it themselves. And again, I'm going to state it, and this is the last thing I'm going to say. Do not dim your light. Do not bring yourself down and be miserable because someone you love and care for is miserable right now. But help those who help themselves. If you know that they truly want help, that's one thing. But if it's a repetitive situation where these people have been miserable for the last 5 or 10 years, what makes you think you're going to be able to change that? Some people are addicted to that misery, and they love company. They love to bring everybody around them down, even the ones they love, because they don't know how to change. They're not willing to. Doesn't mean they can't. Anyone can change any unfavorable habit. If you've been listening to any of these videos, you'll know that I'm a huge advocate of mental alchemy and controlling our thoughts and emotions. We can do it. It's not easy. It takes a lot of effort. It really does. It takes a lot of effort and it takes time. Have a blessed day.